Hey y'all, welcome back to Lit Talk. Today we have an action-packed episode for you guys. Can you believe that it's our last episode?
What?
I'm here with your favorite host, Deli,
Leanna.
Diana.
and unfortunately, Cash and Jenna are not here, but that's okay.
So for today, we are going to talk about how the book ended, since we are done with the book already, and how we feel about it and the author's intent.
Can we just talk about how the book was just amazing? Like, I think that it really showed a whole bunch of like culture and tradition. I feel like it's definitely different from a lot of books that we've been reading in English classes.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, but not like totally amazing because I personally, I like the fact that the author included like culture, tradition and all, but like I feel like she did a lot to where sometimes like as a reader, you like it's too much for you to process or understand at the same time, and it's like I know what she was trying to make the book. Like it's a big story, a huge story, but she's trying to make it fit into one book, like she said. But I feel like what she did was she put everything together, which was all kind of crumbled up together, and it's hard to understand if like you don't like if you're not an author, like you have to step in her shoes to understand.
Yeah, so I agree with Diana. I felt like when the author, like from a background research, how she was saying how like she wanted the book to be fast, but at the same time it was like fast where we were stuck on the same thing, kinda. Where it's like, oh, like it's about Ifia and Essie and about like, you know, what happened to them, Castle and like generation and stuff. And that's why when Diana said that she felt like it was long, I think I feel the same way, because she wanted us to go along with the book, but at the same time we was like, it was talked up, it was being like the stuff on the book was being talked about like the same over and over again, even though it's different characters and different perspective. But I feel as though like it was stuck to like.
Yeah, I feel like it kind of shows how the book works though, because I feel like let's go back into her intent that we had gathered from the video that we watched. She talked about how she wanted to track slavery and how it works, you know, over time. And I feel like the way you're explaining it's like she's talking about these topics that keep reoccurring, but I feel like that's kind of what she wanted to pinpoint. Like, no matter how many years go by, those same topics are still going to reoccur with different, you know, people and generations, no matter what.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that part, like how it's gonna occur, because the book is about generation. Like obviously, like it has connection in some type of way, which like will happen over and over again. But my thoughts was just like, if she wanted us to be like going along with the book and fast, like I felt as though like it shouldn't never had like a lot of like backtracking to the first part of the book to like the end part of the book, where like I feel like it should be like more. Now I'm not saying like if the book was bad, but I'm just saying like it should be more stuff in it that it was making us move fast or like feel fast, since that's what she wanted us like to have, like, you know.
Like she even said, like the story of it is like story from like 500 years or more ago that she trying to put into one story to make it seem like it's like in our present time, you know. And to me, like she, I remember the first beginning of the book. Usually when you start book, they don't start with conflicts and all. It's like you just read intro about the characters and all. But when you get towards the middle, then you start like seeing the drama and all. But with hers is like she started off like straight. She started talking about the fire, all this, and I was confused at the first time. Like, and then by the time I get what the fire like really means, she already started talking about something else, which is hard to process, because then you have to think about like how do I say this? You have to think about everything you read, like at the same time while you're trying to understand what's going on, like what did you read and all. So it's basically like I'm just reading the book, but I'm really not understanding. And I feel like if I do go back to the book and read like the second times, then I will understand, because you know how sometimes like when you go back and read, then you get a better understanding as the second time, you know. But I feel like with the book, the book is not bad, honestly. It's not bad. Like she did say a good story. but I just don't like her like writing skills and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Well,
makes a lot of sense.
how do you like? Since Diana was already talking about the fire, like how like. I feel like when we did our background research and we watched the video, she talked about the fire and the water, and I feel like that's a big theme that she tried to bring to us. But I feel like we didn't get too much into it while reading the book.
Yeah, so
Like, how do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, I would say let's kind of give a background story of the fire and the water.
Yeah.
So basically, what she said was the fire represented Essia, and the water represented Essie. No?
Yeah,
no,
Essie.
the fire represent Ifia. You got it right.
Oh, I put
you just
Essia.
messed up the name. You got it.
Yeah, Effia.
Yeah,
So basically, it kind of like to me the way I took it was that it was to separate the two, but not really. But it's just like she even said like the fire represents the descendants of Effia, and then it connects to like fear or whatever it might be, whatever connects the fire with the descendants. And I really don't think that was like I don't know. I just didn't really get the idea of like the fire and the water. Like I see where she was coming from.
I mean,
But
I kind
it's
of
just
believe,
like
I believe that actually, like, I feel like what, because if you think about it, right from right now, like, fire and water do not connect. Like, it's like,
which is like how like they're half sisters. They're in a
They
whole
have
different.
sis-
They have the whole different like part of like whatever. Like she's in Africa, and then like she live in a castle where Ophia is like back where in America.
no. But Ifya is living in the castle because she got married to the British guy.
Yeah, but before
and
that,
then-
when the book started, they were separated. Which
Yeah, well, you know, we have to think about it because they don't choose like where they get to go. You know how like like basically the British guys come like talk to your friends. They want you, and you don't get a choice to say yes or no. So you just go to where where they want you to go. And also, I was gonna say something about the fire and the water. So the water. Like I don't see the whole point of the water because I know she said something about the water. I mean, SCB like represent the water because how she had come like to America from Ghana, you know, and we know like at the time water like you travel in water. So I feel like the main reason for Ifya to have their water resembling thing is because of her coming to America. Which like I don't think like she should have made it like a whole big deal if it just represent the water. And for Ifya, like fire, the whole made a fire thingy of how the village got like this fire that happened in the village and how Ifya is known as the what's it called, the fire child.
the fire child, yes.
The fire child, like. I don't know. They all the fire and the water don't make sense to me. I feel like the book would have been better without her saying the fire. Without her putting the fire and the water together, or even if she would, I feel like she could like fix and make it better.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we didn't get such a big picture of the fire and the water. I feel like it shouldn't have been a big theme that she wanted because when we researched the video, she totally said that she wanted the fire and the water to be a big thing. So when we read the book, it's like we can go back to where the generation started, and because like where Ifya, like she was called the fire child, and then for Essie, it was kind of like it's where she started, where the castle, because she had to go through the water to America, and I felt like, to me, like that was really like the only big thing that happened when it comes to the fire and water, and it wasn't really like it might be like some small stuff when it comes to it, but not as big as those two, and that's why I feel like it shouldn't be like a big theme that she explained it to be in the video, because that's what it was. Is that's not what I got from like the book.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I was gonna ask you guys like if there was any part of the book that kind of made you like think about like go back to them like how she wanted to. Like do you think that hit the pinpoint? But also I feel like I'm gonna play like a little devil's advocate here, and I think that like yes, it shouldn't have been like a huge like mainstream like okay, this is what I want to be told throughout the book. But then also I feel like it's kind of like representing like leaving a mark, because the fire and the water, like she said, she wanted to leave it for the descendants so that when they grow older it kind of like follows them. And I feel like it kind of leaves like room for either like I don't know, it leaves room for like reminiscence of your ancestors.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what she wanted. felt like she didn't give that in the book.
Yeah.
Like that was her like intention. Like she wanted the fire and the water for us to go back and have some connection to it. But like I said, like it just didn't give that in the book while I was reading, or maybe I
feel like
maybe I just didn't dig into it. But yeah,
I feel like when it comes to like ancestor thing I feel like the only thing she did good on was like the necklaces. Because I know the necklaces is like a family heritage, so like I feel like the heart putting the necklace there and make the necklace more like important, and I can say the necklace is like a symbol, like even as Baba said, Baba was like, oh, take this, it will remind you of me. So that sentence right there is like it's a huge sentence. It's like oh, okay, even if I get lost, I look at this means that Bible gave it to me. This means that I got somebody out there that's looking for me. Like, bigger, larger meaning than the fire and the water. And also, us having an opinion about it, like the fire and the water reminded me of the article, I forgot whatever it's called, we read in class about how the college student was talking to, how this guy, he came across a college student in the train, and how he was saying that he don't like the book. The way the author wrote the book, and he had trashed the book. And the guy had said sometimes like we have to step in what's it called, in the author's like position to know, cause like us as a reader, when we try, like sometimes you just gave up on reading, and when you see like the author don't make sense or no, you don't try and like understand or position yourself as like, okay, imagine if I was there at the time, and imagine if I was the author that's writing the book, like this is how it is. This is we don't think about it. Sometimes we just think about us. We just think about us and be like, oh, I'm living 2022. I don't understand what this is about. I don't know all this. So, like, I don't like it. That's how it is to me. Like, I'm saying I don't like the fighting, but, like, it's different if I look into it. If I, like, oh, let me go back. Because, like, I'm going to say before, like, they used to take the ancestor thingy, like, real and, like, it was, like, maybe family tradition, culture or no, and then they pass it down. That's something that we don't do now. So, I feel like that's one reason why I personally think it don't make no sense. You got something to say?
No.
Okay, go.
What you mean? Is this short? I was gonna bring up something.
No, it's a connection too.
Okay.
So when Diana said that the necklace like made a big role to the book, and I felt like it did, because it's it symbolized something, and it's an actual physical thing that you can hold into. And I felt like going back to the fire and the water. Now that I think about it, I feel like she made it a symbol, like a big theme, but it was more like a emotional connection, like I would say.
Yeah.
Like that's why I feel like us readers don't catch it as much as the necklace, where it's like the necklace is like, oh, like the necklace is missing, the necklace is this, because it's a physical thing that they hold into. Where the fire is like a thought that we go back into, that we can't really get into a lot to the book, because it's not like emotionally, like it's not talked about.
And the fire is like not even physical. The fire is like something, as like they call it a spirit in her.
Yeah, like it's a physical thing, but I just feel as though like it happened, like it happened like a one-time thing. Yeah. Whereas like the necklace is like throughout the book, like it's with her, like until it's
with throughout the book, like, maybe like their whole life, like
because it's because it's like a necklace, like heirloom, so and stuff, where like the water and the fire is like it happened one time, but it's like we should keep going back into it because it's a symbol, like the necklace, but that's not like what we thought while reading the book because of the stuff.
I think so this is gonna be our last point. I just wanted to go back, and I think, oh my gosh, hold on, I wanted to go back to what Diana said, 'cause I think it was interesting how she brought up that, oh, it's 2022, we don't have family heirlooms, we don't pass anything down, but that was kind of what she also brought up in the video of her intent, or her intentions, where she talked about invisible inheritance, where people are unaware of like the thing that they receive from their family, like just because they don't say like, here, this is from your ancestor, or like, this is passed down, this is for you now, you can keep on passing it down. Like you can always start your own, but also like that thing that they give you can always leave an impact. Like if you don't really think about it, it can be something so simple, just like how hers was just a necklace. and it became such a huge like impact into the story. Even how she said like physical, like something can leave emotional trauma, and that could lead to like pass down to generations and stuff like that.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel like it totally makes sense when it comes to that, because like just like example, like like sickness that like we have, like we get it from like generations, that it could be passed down to us. But to us, it's not like we think about it, oh, it was passed down to us. We think about it as like, how do we get it better? Like, I feel like it's true that we are unaware of like the stuff that it's passed down to us, because at the end of the day, like, I feel like you don't focus on like the back generation.
It's like,
And I feel like that's what she wanted us to tell us in the book, because there are stuff where like, oh, like, wait, how do I say this? Like, I forgot. I don't know.
Is that right?
I was gonna say it's more like basically what's it called? Like for the bilingual kids, I'm gonna say most of the bilingual kids that live in the United States. If like I'm gonna say some cultural language is really important to them, they make sure that their kids like learn their language. It's some type of like it's not a souvenir, but something that will remind you of where you come from, who you are, and something that resembles and I think that's really important. And then, like I said, it doesn't have to be physical, as long as it's something that you carry with you and something that you will forever remember, or you can pass down to generation. So,
Just like our last episode with like the names.
yeah. So,
All right. I guess that concludes our last and final episode. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yes.
thank you for listening to us, and thank you for being with us.
And if-
cut that part out.
And if you, I can't really do it in the middle of it, but
Okay.
if you guys haven't, make sure to go check out
Homegoing.
Homegoing
by
You are doing that.
Okay. Homegoing by Gyasi.
Yeah.
I believe that's how you pronounce it.
Okay.
Okay.